You haven't identified yourself. The only reason I know you.
I am Sheriff Evan Verbrugge, so we're make sure you have that right.
Okay.
I'm asking you to leave on behalf of the office here.
What I will be willing
and I will
to do
tell
is,
you that if you do not ask and leave, then we will have to take you out.
how's it going, guys? Amagansett Press, and we've missed you. Sorry it took us so long to get back to you. Just, once in a while, got to take care of business and take care of the home front and all that kind of stuff. But we are back, and we are out on the road, and we are coming to you today from Luverne, Minnesota. And we are at the Southwest Health and Human Services offices here in Luverne. I am out with Watching the Watchman, who is down there, and we're just gonna pay a little visit on these folks today and find out if they honor and respect our right to take video and photographs in public and from publicly accessible areas of public places. Let's take a walk in here, and we're gonna take a walk up by the front door and see what kind of signage is posted. Just got into Minnesota, so want to get a feel for what's going on here, see how it compares to Colorado, and let me give you a little time and temperature check. Today is Tuesday, December 8th. It is 12:44 in the afternoon, and it is 46 degrees and sunny in Luverne, Minnesota. Luverne is located in Rock County, and I always like to take a moment to recognize Old Glory, waving in the breeze as she should. And let's have a look around. Hope everybody's been doing well. Hope you enjoyed your holidays for Thanksgiving, and hope everybody's managing to have a little fun here and there. So let's see. Masks are required. Spanish and in English. Tobacco-free property, which we always like to see. Oh, and I just want to mention, for those of you that are wondering, absolutely nothing came from our polling place video at election time in Lakewood, right?
No, it was Littleton.
Littleton, I'm sorry. In Colorado, nothing ever came from that. There were no charges filed, nothing, no follow-up, never heard from anybody. So if any of you were concerned about that, that kind of died in the water. So, as we expected. And that's certainly not why we haven't been out. Like I said, we've just been, once in a while you gotta make sure all your ducks are in a row, I's are dotted, T's are crossed, and just take care of things at home. We also have some family that we had to travel and go get set up for the winter and just make sure some people were okay. But we took care of all that and we're back. So just want to clear that up for you. Sorry?
What are you searching for?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm taking some video. Who are you?
What is the video for?
Can I ask who you are?
Yes, I'm Carla. I work here.
Oh, you work here. Carla?
Carla.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you, Carla.
Yeah.
So we're just doing a story on the health department.
Oh. Okay. And you are from an agency, a freelance, or?
I don't disclose that while I'm at work.
Okay.
Alrighty. But you have a good day, Carla.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Too. You have a nice day to be doing this.
It's
Anyway.
beautiful out. And you have, what is the number on that? Rock County Sheriff Vehicle 6716. How we doing?
Good. What are we up to?
Sorry?
What are we up to?
Well, who am I speaking with?
Deputy Rice Stopper.
Deputy Rice Stopper?
Yep.
Okay, what's your badge number?
6716.
6716, same as the truck.
Yep.
There you go. So you
matches.
get to take it home every night?
Yep.
Nice. Right on.
So what are you guys doing, if you don't mind
Just
me asking?
whatever's obvious.
Okay. Is there a particular reason why you're
Of course.
doing this?
Huh.
What is it?
I don't do anything without a particular reason.
Okay.
Well, it's nothing I want to share with you.
Okay. Okay.
What are the ladies inside concerned about people with cameras?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's telling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I understand you guys have a right to video and from the, you know, sidewalk and stuff and things like that.
Right.
They're concerned that you're trying to go inside
Well, I could go inside.
and that you're taping people and stuff there.
Perfectly,
you know,
all perfectly
yeah.
legal to do if I wanted to. Yeah, I could put my.
So-
I have a face shield in the car. I can put it on and go in there if I wanted to. I guess, right?
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. Am I? Is that your understanding? It's a public health office,
Yes, it is.
public
It is.
building, and as long as we go in there and don't attempt to go into any restricted areas or cause a disturbance,
Mhm.
what would be the issue,
Yeah.
right? But we chose to stay outside, so that should be a little telling to you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not looking to ruffle anybody's feathers.
No, and I'm not saying you are. I'm just trying to understand.
I was going
maybe
to stand this
your-
way so I don't have the sun beating in my eye.
Your point of view, like, what are you trying to do? Like, are you like constitutionalist or what are you? I mean,
Well, like I said, I don't show my hand while I'm doing what I do. After I'm done, I'd be happy to explain to you A to Z what I'm doing.
okay.
But while I'm working on what I'm working on, it's not somewhere I want to go.
Okay. Are you guys from the area around here?
That's
Or don't-
another,
Don't want to answer that either.
not particularly.
Okay.
I mean, is that something you need to know?
No, I'm just making. fun. No.
They've already given you my plate number, so you know exactly where I'm from, what I'm doing.
I guess
You know,
I didn't
you know my name, you know my middle name, you know my
No, actually,
date of
I
birth.
don't.
Sure you do. Well, your department does.
Well, that may be.
Yeah.
I don't.
I'm surprised they didn't give that information to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the young ladies in here decided to go filming cars and licenses, so license plates, so they know who I am, which I have no issue with. Couldn't care less.
Yeah, and they have the right to do that too, right?
Like I said, I couldn't care less, and I have no issue with it. Yeah, no problem.
Alrighty, sounds
But
good. Thank you.
yeah, if they
Well-
call you back, I mean, based on what's gone on here, I am going to throw my face shield in and go inside. So just let them know if they call that, you know, if they feel like we're violating a law or something, they could be happy to waste your time. But if we're not doing anything wrong, I feel like it's a little bit of waste of resources calling you over here.
Okay.
Right? So, but that's up to you. But I'm just letting you know what my plans are. We'll go inside. We're gonna, you know, I've started outside, and then we're gonna go inside and just public areas. I have no interest in going into restricted areas.
Okay.
And that's it. So, you know, if they want to create something out of that, that'll be on them.
Mm-hmm.
But body cam and camera are running, and his is running, so you know,
Okay.
I can prove whatever anybody says. So just let them know to be careful what they do.
Okay.
All right. We're not looking to cross any lines, and I hope anybody else isn't either.
Alrighty.
Alrighty. Let's get the So can you put a foot on this and I'm gonna go grab those things?
Sure.
Here. Thank you. I'll be right back. There you go. Put this down here. Well, all right, guys. I got to, before we go in, I just want to let you guys know that we are donning shields here because it's the only way we're going to get in the building. We weren't actually intending on going inside, but based on what's happening here, we will. And we have our face shields on, so let's see what's going on inside the health department. So you have some public information here. And some more pamphlets here.
Can I help you with something, sir?
Not at all, but thank you for asking. I agree with that.
Can I help you with anything? Do you have any business for us today?
Yeah, well, can you tell me what type of services you provide here at this office?
We're Southwest Health and Human Services.
Okay, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Huh?
I couldn't hear you, I'm sorry.
Southwest Health and Human Services.
Okay, I know that, it says that on the sign. I'm just saying, what type of services particularly do you offer here?
Human Services, Public Health Services.
Okay.
Yep.
Any photography services?
No.
Okay. All right, so we'll cover that for you.
Okay.
But thank you, I appreciate your offer of assistance.
Okay.
Avoid using scented products.
Appreciate it if you wouldn't take a copy of our names, please.
We are a public employee, ma'am. Your name's out on display for the public to see.
I understand that, and they can certainly look up to see who the employees are if they are interested.
Sure, absolutely.
I just would appreciate if you wouldn't take a copy of the names to put out there.
Well, anything that's in the public view, you should put the plaques away then, I guess.
Good afternoon, Southwest Health and Human Services.
I'd love to know what you guys are so worried about. If you really want to answer a question, that would be my question.
Okay. Certainly. One moment, and let me have,
That's not a question you want to answer?
One moment.
We're trying to maintain confidentiality with the phone calls, so unless you have some business directly up here, I'd like you to stand back.
This is a public area, man.
I understand.
If you want privacy in a public place, you have to create it. I'm not going into any restricted areas. I'm not using any listening devices which give me any better hearing than the normal human ear. Again, that would be my only question to you is what's your concern with people looking around your office? That's a little strange to me, honestly. And may I ask your first name so I know who I'm speaking with?
Nancy.
Nancy, okay, Nancy. So Generally, if you want to, genuinely, if you want to know what my question is, that's my question. What is the concern with two citizens looking around a public building? No, legitimately, seriously, that's my question. If you don't want to answer it, of course you don't have to answer it. But you asked me if I needed any help. You asked me if I had any questions. That's my question. So is it no answer?
Is there anything related to our services that we can assist today?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to know why you have an issue with me coming by here and looking at my public building. That's all. If you're asking me. I mean, you approached me and asked me a question. I wasn't starting a conversation or engaging anyone. So. I mean, the sheriff was just here. You called him. He has no problem with what we're doing. Do you realize how suspect that is, that you don't want to answer that question? It's very strange, I think. How we doing?
Hi, how are you?
Doing good.
Good.
Second sheriff I get to meet today.
Well, good. Why don't we step outside?
Why are we stepping outside?
I've been asked by staff that they prefer that you not be here, so
Is there a
you are
particular reason?
considered trespassing.
No, it's not. Isn't
So-
this a public building?
So this is trespassing, so I'm going to be polite. I'm going to
How
ask
is it
you to see-
trespassing?
I am asking you to leave professionally. Okay?
Is that a lawful request?
Yes.
It is.
I'm asking you to leave.
Okay,
They do not want you in here.
but that's not up to them.
Is there? Well, yes, it is.
How is that?
Why are you asking me these questions?
This is a public building,
And
sir.
who are you?
And one of your sheriffs was just here and had no issue with what I'm doing here.
Who are you?
Well,
I have
who-
the right to ask you who you are.
No, of course. What do you mean you have the right to ask? Of course. You haven't identified yourself. The only reason I know you.
I am Sheriff Evan Verbrugge, so we're make sure you have that right.
Okay.
I'm asking you to leave on behalf of the office here.
What I will be willing
And I
to
will
do
tell
is-
you that if you do not ask and leave, then we will have to take you out. I don't want to do that. I'm being polite.
So you're threatening physical removal? If that's what you're doing, then I'll be happy to walk outside and continue the conversation with you. Under threat of physical
I am
removal.
not threatening.
You just said you'd
anything.
physically remove me from the
I'm
building.
asking you to politely leave.
So do I have the option to politely decline that request?
I am asking you to politely leave.
Right, so do I have the option to politely decline that request?
Whatever you're trying to do.
I'm not trying to
and
do-
try to interact.
No.
So-
I'm looking at a public building. I came in, I didn't engage with anyone, I didn't speak to anyone, and Nancy walked up and asked me if I had any
This
questions.
is obviously information on here that sometimes is private.
No, that's not true at all.
Yes, it is.
No, you have private information on view in a public lobby?
Why are you here?
There's a very good reason why I'm
Why
here.
are you here then?
Well, once I see how you're going to handle it, I'd be happy to tell you why I'm here.
That's why I'm asking you.
Okay, well, first I want to see how you're going to handle the situation. If you're going to uphold your oath to the Constitution and uphold the law, that'll be an interesting thing to see. If you're not, that'll be even more interesting. I'd like to just be left to do what I'm doing.
What are you doing?
This is a public.
This is a safety issue for
No, it's
me.
not.
No, it is now.
How is
It
this a
now.
safety issue for you?
Because you are being disrespectful.
No, I'm not at all. Sir, I'm
You-
videotaping everything I'm saying. This is not being disrespectful. You want to pat me
They-
down and
they're
make sure I don't
asking-
have
they're
anything
asking
on
you
me
to
for your safety? I'd be happy to let you do that.
Okay.
You want to make sure I have no weapons on me? Knock yourself out. I am not armed. I have nothing on me. I have no nefarious intent, no ill will. I'm here visiting a public building.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. And unless I'm causing a disturbance or breaking the
You
law.
are causing a disturbance.
No, not at all. I'm having a conversation with you.
Yeah. But
That's not
we can have
causing-
the conversation outside.
I just said to you a minute ago, I'd be happy to go outside and continue the conversation with you.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Okay. I'll follow you.
And again, I'm doing that under threat of physical
Yeah.
removal.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So what's your issue with me being in the building? Honestly, let's talk
sure.
man to man.
Okay.
There's no reason for you to be antagonistic. There's no reason for you to be threatening.
No.
I'm not being
I'm not being
disrespectful
threatening.
to you, regardless of
No,
what your
I
opinion
appreciate
is.
it. I appreciate it.
I've been more than courteous to you, and I've been very respectful to you.
And I've been trying to be as
I
courteous
actually
as
don't
possible.
even have to speak to you. Right, so I'm giving you the gift of speaking to you because it's my right to not have to speak to you.
Okay.
This sheriff was just here,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
I made him fully aware of what I'm doing. I was happy to tell him what was going on, what I was doing. I told him my intention was to go inside. Asked him if there was any issues with that. He said absolutely not.
Okay.
That's all on video.
Okay.
And that's what we're doing. So for you to walk up to me in a public building, threaten me with removal, okay, when I'm in there 100% within my rights and under protection of the law, not causing a disturbance, not creating any situations, and not going into any restricted areas, not violating any policy they have. I put my face shield on. You have no legal right to ask me to leave.
Sure.
You don't have any legal right to ask me to leave. I will 100% guarantee you that you have no legal right to ask me to leave. Now, you might have told yourself that I'm trying to look for an issue here, or that I'm trying to look for a lawsuit, or I'm trying to stir something like that. You're the one steering that ship. I'm just here to visit this public office, take some video inside, take some video outside, and be on my way.
Okay.
So if you want to create something out of that, that's your issue. That's not my issue.
Okay. You got your video.
Well, I'm not finished. I was just asked to come out here and continue this conversation with you, so I intend to go back in, finish what I'm doing, and then I'll leave of my own accord.
Well, I think that they have already asked us to advise you that you would be trespassing.
Under what lawful reason? I'm sure it's been a long time since you've been through academy or any, okay? But in order for you to ask me, or order me, I should say, to leave a public area where I have every right to be, I would have to break the law and give you that lawful authority. You don't have that lawful authority right now. I haven't broken the law. I have no intention of breaking the law.
Okay.
So you have no lawful authority to ask me to leave this building, unless you can tell me what that is. I'm not trying to give you a hard time,
Well,
and I understand
that's okay.
that somebody who's educated in the law and knows what their rights are might feel like a hard time to you, but I take it very seriously. And I stand up for my rights all the way through to the 15th round. So if you're going to threaten me with arrest next, or whatever that's going to be completely up to you. But I have every right to be in that building, and it's my intention to go back in. And now if you're going to physically stop me from doing that, that's your call, Sheriff. I hope you don't, because I'm not looking to sue your town, and I'm not looking for any of that. But obviously, if you violate my rights, you're leaving me without a choice. So I would ask you not to violate my rights. I would ask you to honor your oath, and I would ask you to not violate the law. Maybe there's a district attorney you want to call and verify your thinking with. Because if I'm not breaking the law, you have no right to ask me to leave this building. That's a fact. Absolute 100% fact. So that's where we're at. And I feel like I'm the one being disrespected. You just threatened me with removal from the building. You're telling me I'm not allowed to be doing something which not only is lawful, it's also constitutionally protected. You can't violate people's rights because you're 6'3". That's not how it works. I mean, you walked right up in my face. You're looking down on me. Yeah, I'm a shorter stature guy than you are. But what's your intimidation all about? What's the point of that? That's disrespectful. I didn't treat you with any disrespect. I didn't treat this officer with any disrespect. You can ask him. And I did not treat one lady in this building with disrespect. So just because they're uncomfortable that somebody's here taking video, I can tell you what, if you throw me out of here, there's going to be a lot more people here taking video. And you have a lot bigger problem to deal with. Because that's what I'm here to find out, what's going on. And I even told your officer when I'm finished doing what I'm doing, I'd be happy to explain A to Z exactly what I'm doing. Didn't I say that to you? So I'm not hiding what I'm doing. You already know who I am. You've already run my plate.
I guess I haven't.
Well, your office knows. So before you make a mistake, I would just suggest that you be sure of what you're doing. I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I'm not trying to give these ladies a hard time. I walked in, didn't engage anyone, remained quiet as a mouse. I was looking at all the public information inside of there, the pamphlets, seeing what's available in the public lobby. And Nancy came out and asked me if I needed any help or if I had any questions. So I started a conversation with her, and then you walked in.
Okay. For obviously on our side, we're concerned about the safety
Sure.
of two individuals that walk at with cameras and things like that, and into a facility that they don't know anything about, and you're refusing to ask questions.
Well,
So-
no, I'm not refusing to answer questions. I've answered numerous questions. I'm just refusing to ask some questions. To answer some questions, right.
Sure.
Which I told you after I'm through doing what I'm doing and after I've completed what I'm trying to accomplish here, then I'll be happy to explain to you what I'm doing.
And obviously in our world, when you don't want to continue the conversation of giving us that information, then we're still concerned about the safety of everybody involved.
But your concern has nothing to do with the law. If you have a lawful reason to ask me, and actually if you have a lawful reason to demand my name and identification, then I would have to give that to you. If you don't have that lawful reason, then I don't, then it becomes my choice, right? Otherwise, we're talking about a Fourth Amendment violation, right? So, and I said, I don't even have to tell you what I'm doing after I leave, but I said I would. I'm trying to be a decent, fair individual
And I'm
here.
trying to be decent.
And we're all grown men and women here. There's no reason for anybody to be acting childish. So, have I broken a law?
At this point, no.
Okay, do you suspect that I'm going to?
I don't know, because you're not.
Well, then you don't suspect that I'm going to break it, because you would have to articulate what that law is that you suspect me of potentially about to be violating, right? So, there is none, right? So if you guys want to stick around when I go back in and babysit me, that's up to you. Then they can be very safe with 2 armed men here keeping an eye on 2 guys with cameras. I even told you I'd let you pat me down and make sure I don't have any weapons on me, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's quite obvious that there's nothing nefarious going on here. And I also think it's quite obvious that you know exactly what I'm doing here.
No.
And if you don't, well, you'll know when I leave. So
Okay.
I'll tell you. But like I said, nothing nefarious, no ill will, no ill intent. Not looking to give anybody a hard time, not looking to break the law. I haven't broken the law in 50 years. I'm not going to start today in Luverne, Minnesota. So that's where we're at.
How long do you anticipate to being in here?
Until I'm done. I mean, I could be in there 1 minute, I could be in there 4 minutes. I don't know, but I'm not looking to loiter. I'm not looking to hang around for no reason. There's a very specific reason why I'm here. And it's a very legitimate reason. And I'm very well known by many people on your side of the fence.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a very good thing. I have very wonderful interactions with a lot of law enforcement across the country, from FBI to sheriffs and police officers and public officials, and there's a very, very good reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. And like I said, I can assure you that there's nothing nefarious about it. So if you don't want to believe that, that's up to you. But I haven't given you any reason not to.
It's just the fact that, in our world, we like the facts first.
Of course.
Try to get that,
That's
so,
a very good idea.
before we make.
And actually, while we're standing outside, I'm just going to take this off. So yeah, no, I absolutely facts are what you need to be operating on, not people's feelings. You're not a policy enforcer. You're not a rule enforcer. You're not a feelings enforcer. You're a law enforcement officer. So if I have not broken the law, what that means is that you have absolutely no authority over what I'm doing, unless there's a crime scene or some sort of a extraordinary circumstance going on here where you're creating a zone. Me being here, not violating the law, means that you have no authority to tell me what to do. Correct?
Yep.
Right? So by you asking me, actually by you, and don't take it like I'm not trying to argue with you, okay? But you did threaten to remove me from the building, and I'm not trying to be dramatic or sensationalizing that, but you did. You threatened me. You said this is what's going to happen. I'm going to remove you from the building if you don't leave, right? So basically, what you just did was violate my rights, which is fine. I'm willing to overlook that, because sometimes you didn't know what I'm doing here. I don't know what you're about to do when you walked in the door, but now we've had the conversation. Now we've talked it out. So what you do going from this moment forward, I am going to care about.
Okay.
Because now I've explained myself to you to the point where I feel like I need to. Sure. Probably even a little bit beyond that. Okay. I could just say to you, hey, plead the fifth. I don't talk unless my lawyer's standing here. Go scratch and not say a word to you, and you'd have to live with that. But I didn't do that to you. No. I'm being respectful. Okay. I appreciate that. I think we should all stick to the law. More importantly than the law, you need to honor your oath. That's the most important thing. Were you in the military? No? Okay, so you only swore one oath. Okay, but some military guys, were you? No? All right, well, you swore a law enforcement oath, right? Yep. And I think that's the most important oath you've ever taken in your life. And that goes above and beyond the laws of the land. Mm-hmm. The only law of the land is the Constitution of the United States. Mm-hmm. And I am a ardent supporter of our Constitution. Sure. Okay. So I'm not interested in having my rights violated today. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So like I said, anything that's happened before this moment right now, history. We got to know each other. Okay. Going forward from this moment on, it's very critical and crucial what you decide to do.
Would I be able to get your first name at least?
Would you be able to get my first name?
Yeah,
why don't you just call into your office? These ladies went and took pictures of my vehicle and my license plate, and that's all public information. You guys could have my date of birth, my social security number, my middle name, my last name, my address. Okay. You have it all. So you want to go back in? I want to be able to do what I'm allowed to do. Okay. We live in a society where something is only forbidden if it's expressly forbidden. There is no law that expressly forbids me from going into the health department with or without a camera. You know, anything my eyes can see, as long as I'm the way the law reads, and the Supreme Court has ruled on this, as long as I'm standing somewhere where I'm allowed to be, I can record anything my eyes can see. You can't trespass somebody's eyes.
Yep.
Right?
No.
So
I agree. We're obviously just here for the safety.
okay,
I'm going to go back in with you.
that's fine.
I'll let the deputy leave because I trust what's going to happen.
That's fine.
And then we'll just.
And I got to say, you know what? And on that note, I think now that we've brought it down a little bit, which is very important, de-escalation is written into your policy because it's crucial. Okay? Because once things go up, it's extremely difficult to bring them back down. So the best thing to do is maybe you learned something today. Maybe I learned something today. Maybe we're all here for an education. Okay? Myself included. All right? And maybe you learn it. Maybe it's not the best idea to walk in, get right in somebody's face, do that intimidation thing that you did. And let's be honest, you kind of did a little bit. And I forgive you for that, and I understand where you were coming from. These are people you might have gone to high school with. They might be family members of yours. It's a small town. I get that. And you're just looking to protect the people that live in your town. And I respect you for that 100%. But like you said, you got to get the facts straight first. You have to know what you're walking into because it's a very dangerous situation for you to come in charging like a bull as well, because when you're doing that, your blinders are on and you don't know what's going on. So maybe a little more, you know, I know you had an officer up here parked up the street looking from a distance. So maybe that's the way to handle it. Maybe you kind of get a peripheral view first before you just charge right into the bullseye. You know, you don't know who I am or what I was up to. Could have been a totally different situation for you. So probably not a good idea. I'm just offering that as a suggestion. But I think that, like I said, it's kind of come down a notch now, and I think you're probably a decent guy doing a decent thing, and I don't think you want to muck that up by violating somebody's rights and violating the law. I think you understand that. So that's where we're at.
Yep.
And you're not a deputy, you're the actual sheriff.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a card on you by any chance?
I don't have a card on me right now, no.
Okay.
I was
Just
sitting-
very rare I actually get to speak to the sheriff. Usually it's the deputies.
We're a
So,
small county.
yeah,
Small county.
well, that's good. Good.
So,
Easy to keep an eye on.
yeah.
I'm surprised it took you this long to get here. We've been here for about 45 minutes an hour, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's all that's going on. So yeah, I mean, if you want to, I'll tell you exactly what I'll do. If you want to go back inside, let these ladies know that what we're doing is perfectly legal. They don't have the right to ask us to leave lawfully. Legal, I mean, they can ask, but they can't enforce that. If you want to go in and let them know that, I'll stick around for a minute, leave of my own accord, and you'll probably never see me again.
Okay. Okay.
So that's
I'll
it.
go in, I'll talk with them, I'll be right back. Okay.
Well, I'll come in with you.
Okay.
All right. Let me put my mask back on here.
Yeah.
And Debbie, I appreciate your professionalism. Thank you very much.
You bet.
You have a good day. And you know, I like to think at my age that everything is a learning experience. So I'm not trying to be any holier than thou. I'm learning just as much as anybody else is, but I
will never claim that I am the smartest guy in the world.
myself either. Go ahead.
Pardon? Oh, yeah, let-
No, we're coming in with you, man.
Yeah, no,
I
she's gotta-
understand
yep,
that. I just
go
have to
along.
make sure the door stays open there.
Yeah, it's a good idea to keep it open during hours. I think that's actually policy. So we're all squared away?
Yep.
Okay. All right, good. So I'm just going to finish looking at all the paperwork here in the office, what I was taking a look at originally. If you have any questions for me before I leave, at this point, I'd be happy to answer them for you.
No questions.
Okay?
Thank
Well,
you.
you have a wonderful day. Thank you. camera battery died, so I had to switch to the phone, but I'm a man of my word, so if you have any questions for me, I'll be happy to answer them for you.
I guess I'm always curious to know what's going on. So we're a small community.
Okay.
We know everybody that comes in here, and we're always concerned about the safety of staff, especially of this type of clientele.
Okay.
Because you have clientele that come here that might be abused,
Okay.
you know, and looking for refuge.
Okay.
And then you get two individuals that come in from out of nowhere. It's a safety concern.
Oh,
So,
I
you know,
get.
and that's where I believe 100% in the Constitution. I believe that you have the rights to do whatever you want. I apologize for standing up. I mean, unfortunately, I'm a bigger guy, so it can be a little intimidating right away. So I'll apologize for that demeanor again, because we want to find out for the safety of everybody in there, because they're, you know, concerned.
I understand that, and I
but-
absolutely accept your apology.
Yeah, and I firmly believe that we just need to make sure that we get all the information before we start to overact. So
Exactly. Yes.
and I'm here to make sure that we keep the peace and to make sure that everybody's safe.
Okay.
So,
All right. Good. Well, I think you did that today.
well,
I think you did your job.
thank you.
All right. Yeah, made sure everybody was okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, and I appreciate you bringing it down a little bit, because I think, like I said, I think if you had a better understanding of what I was doing from the time you walked in the door, it probably would have been a whole situation.
I've been in
different
this
situation.
job for close to 30 years, so I think I have a better understanding of de-escalation.
Okay.
Well, I'm also the sheriff too for a long time, so.
Okay. Well, like I said, de-escalation is key, and you know what? Beyond de-escalation, if you don't escalate, then de-escalation doesn't even come into play.
Okay.
The best option is always just to not ramp it up, because it's hard to get it to come back down. So that's all.
Yeah. Unfortunately, law enforcement is used to asking the questions and then not getting an answer right away. Sometimes causes an escalation because we're used to obviously trying to control the situation. So we don't like to be not in control.
And I get that, and I think there are not all, okay, because there are some excellent law enforcement officials in this country, okay, but I think there are also some guys who have been getting away with that perceived notion that they're just absolutely in control no matter what's going on, and they demand those answers, and they demand to know what's happening, and they need to be in control of situations. Sometimes we're involved in situations that we're not in control of, and there's no lawful reason for anybody, and you know, that's where the problem comes in. That's where situations come in. That's what becomes a safety issue for the public and for your officers, and for that creates, so, you know, police are able to create problems as easily as citizens are able to create problems.
Agreed.
You know, officers get fired across the country all day. Officers get commended across the country all day, every day. So, you know, each individual officer has to choose which side of that fence they want to be on. I get the sense you're probably, you know, like I said, now I'm getting, I had a terrible sense of you when you first walked in the door,
Absolutely.
but I'm getting a better sense of you now. I don't drink anymore, but I think if you and I sat down and had a beer, we'd probably agree on a lot of things.
You're probably right.
Disagree on very little, probably.
Probably right.
And that's it. So my name's Jason.
Hello, Jason. I'm Evan.
Nice to meet you, Evan. This is my son, Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
And what we're doing is defending our Constitution.
Okay.
That's all it is. It's an exercise of rights.
Okay.
I believe that rights are like muscles, and if you don't exercise them, they go away. And I don't want to see my rights go away.
Sure.
So I have a 30-year, coincidentally enough, off and on involvement in video for media outlets and reporting and that kind of thing. So I've chosen that as a venue to exercise my rights and to defend the Constitution. So that's what we do. We go to public places, could be a police department, sheriff's office, FBI building, jails, correctional facilities, youth facilities. We go everywhere we can go that's public, traveling the country.
Sure.
And we exercise our right to take video and go into our public buildings and see what's happening, and we gauge the response and see what's going on.
Sure.
And then we're not hoping for a lawsuit. I've only sued one person in my life. Okay? What I'm hoping for is the exact opposite of that. I'm hoping to have this conversation. Because regardless of whether you agree with me or not, or whether I agree with you or not, there is middle ground to be had. And you're going to go home tonight and think about this conversation, so will I. And if the two of us shake hands and walk away as better people and thinking a little more broadly about situations, I call that a good day.
Every day is a learning experience.
That's all it is.
Yep.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's the whole thing in a nutshell.
Okay. I appreciate that.
Yep. No, I appreciate you handling it the way you did.
Yeah. Well.
And maybe next time there's some guys with cameras in your area here. Maybe I'm sure you will. You'll handle it a little differently.
I'm pretty sure I will.
Good. Well, that's why I was here. So it was a fruitful day for me, and it was a fruitful day for you. And I don't know. I don't know
I
if
guess
the ladies.
it's not fruitful for the ladies.
Yeah, they might be a little more upset than we are.
Yeah,
But they'll maybe with time get to. The Constitution in this country is under a very serious attack. And every person that can stand up, I'm not looking to change the world. I don't think I ever will.
Yeah.
But an act of civil disobedience has the ability to affect great change. And that's what we're doing. That's all it is. We're hoping in some microscopic way we can make a difference. When I put my head on the pillow at night, I hope I created some positive in this world. And that's what we're trying to do.
Sure.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
Simple as that.
Good luck to you.
Alrighty. And if you need my name and all my information, your department has all that. These ladies have pictures of my vehicle and my license plate and everything, so you can get all that. Or I can give it to you, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. No, I don't have a
I'm not
card
hiding
on
who
me.
I am. Doesn't bother me.
Yeah, but you can get onto our sheriff Facebook page and you can send me an email and you get my information from there. So.
All right. You know what? I actually will, and maybe we'll stay in touch. I don't know. Maybe I'll run into you again one day.
You're probably right on the same ideas. I don't like the way the country's going right now, but I support who the next president is and who our governor is right now because that's who was elected.
First, we have to find out who the president is, right?
That's another story. But yeah.
It's an interesting times that we live in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But this too shall pass.
And that's why we have the freedom of speech.
That's it. Yeah, we have a lot of freedoms.
Yep.
And people are trying to take them away from us. And I'm not going to just accept that.
Yeah.
That's not it's not the way I was raised. I don't think that's the way you were raised either.
It was not.
But you know what? You're in a position to affect great change and really make a difference on your charges and all the officers you have under you, and let them, you especially being a sheriff, not even a police officer, you're a constitutional law enforcement officer. That's your main priority. So I would expect you, if the mayor of the town asks you to do something that's unconstitutional, I'd expect you to tell him no. And I don't know if you would or not. And I'm not asking you to answer me right now, but that's a situation you might wind up in one day. Maybe you've been in that situation. But I would hope that morals and character would prevail in that situation for you, and you would do the right thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you would or not, and I don't know, maybe you don't even know. Maybe none of us know what would happen until we're in that situation, but something to think about, that's all.
Yep.
Because you're in a position to do something about it.
Yep.
So we all are, but you're in a different kind of position than that I'm in. So and I think if we all figure out how to work together, there are bad guys in this world.
I believe that there are criminals and there are people that make mistakes. And the majority of them make mistakes.
There are criminals, there are people that make mistakes, there are good police officers, and there are some police officers out there who are destroying the fabric of society.
And that's unfortunately, affects all of us.
So we rely on someone in your position to make sure that's not happening in your jurisdiction and where you live. That's all.
Yep.
And we ask you to hold up the Constitution and honor your oath. That's it.
I think
it's the only request I have of you.
Sheriffs obviously are very strong on the Constitution, so we obviously defend it.
Well, but I understand nobody wants to go home and tell their wife there's no money to go on vacation this year. So you kind of gotta, it's a fine line you walk, and it's a difficult choice to make. But I can promise you, just from my experience in this world, from my perspective, if you make the right decision, you'll never be sorry. You might have to live with a wrong decision for a very long time.
Yeah.
That's it. So, but while we're both agreeing with each other, I'll shake your hand, Evan.
Okay.
Wish you a wonderful day. Stay safe.
Ben, thank you.
We appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
All right. You have a wonderful day.
You too.
And just let the ladies know when you speak to them. Didn't mean to put anybody in fear or anything, but if you explain to them maybe what we're doing and the reasons behind what we're doing, maybe people tend to take that type of explanation from law enforcement with a little more belief than they do coming from me, because they don't know who I am, but they trust you.
Yep.
Okay.
Will do.
You have a wonderful day.
Okay, you too.
Thank you, sir. Well, all right, guys. I think that went well. I think the sheriff here definitely. I think we had a meeting at the minds at the end of it all. I think we might have found that middle ground we're always looking for, and I think he is probably inside explaining to these ladies what we were doing and just quelling their fears and letting them know what happened. And we were able to go back in and leave on of our own accord. not be chased out, not be thrown out. And that's the point. So we had the conversation we're always looking to have. It's very important to be talking about these things. I believe that if you're talking about it, you're doing something about it. So I think this was a good day, and I think you never know where this conversation might go. You never know what this might, what seeds were planted here today, what they could grow into. And on my end as well, Ben and I are getting an education watching the Watchmen. My son and I are getting an education right along with these folks. We learn all the time how to better do what we do, and being out here and dealing with these type of situations, dealing with these people is nothing but a good thing when it's handled properly on both sides. And I think you saw some of that today. So we're going to let these people get back to business. We're going to jump in the truck and we're going to head down the road and see what else we could find for you. This is a first stop on this trip, so there'll be more videos coming, so make sure you hit the subscribe button and then click all so you're notified of all of our videos as they come out. And I also invite you to do that for watching the Watchman. I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the description. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you want to help our channels out and you want to support us, that's the best way for you to do it. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Doesn't cost you a dime, and it helps our channels out tremendously. YouTube's algorithm loves that stuff, and it gets our videos out to more people, so more people can see them. So that's going to wrap it up here. So coming to you from Luverne, Minnesota, with Watching the Watchman, Amagansett Press. We'll catch you on the next one, guys. Out.